Just setting up. I'm just setting up. Okay. Everything should be going through just fine. So that's off. Hello? Okay. Let's continue. Everything should be just fine.
The truth was, if it wasn't safe, then it was dangerous. They couldn't use it. He'd found the Skyripper for nothing. He should have rescued his friend Lupino. Oh, he should have confronted Zenobia. He had nothing but his sword. But maybe the Council would have an idea?
I played this game just yesterday, yet I feel like I really forgot how to play.
Sweet. You could use this material to craft a spork. Or a sword.
Unbreakable fucking pot. There it is.
The ruins. Why were so many ravens scouring the ruins? Had someone betrayed the secret base? He missed her. Not Zenobia. Hypatia, the kid's mother. Renato had never thought he'd date a librarian. He'd always figured himself for the barmaid type. But then, he'd never figured the library of Ubar would have comic books, or that Hypatia would know anything about them. He missed her.
Ah, fuck me.
It was good to practice your moves. The rebellion was in trouble. They'd have to attack, brandishing a super weapon they could not use. It could work.
Wait, we don't know that we can't use it. We haven't been told anything yet. Fucking unbreakable pots, dude. Alright, fuck them. Maximum stamina. Yeah, I did. And I did add you. Use the target and dash move to go through. It's auto-activating, reaching certain combo threshold.
He was more and more extraordinary.
No, I remember that way led me forward. So let's see what's over here. Oh, I have that sword. Wait,
I wonder what happens if I go that way.
I wonder what happens too. Why would you add me before you add him? use this firebolt.
Renato hoped the other end of this portal wasn't suspended over the abyss.
Physical resistance too. Damn, I need some health back. What's this one?
There were stickers all over the platform for really hot lady foxes, with pictures and addresses and everything.
Okay. Leave me on saving the fact that was fun. Oh, okay. Where are these taking me? I want the chest. Yeah, even bigger chest.
Renato remembered when he'd
Critical
first
chance.
stolen one of these. Good times.
Ew. Sick. Right where I need to be. Oh, okay, cool. Attack speed, treasure hunter. Physical resist. Oh, I'm gonna use that one. Critical chance, treasure hunt. Attack have 50% chance to deal double damage. Yes. Yes. And this is move. This one's
The
cool.
mysterious sword from the east made you so fast you could catch a fly with your chopsticks.
Cool.
If that's what you really wanted.
How's your day? Pretty good. I haven't done anything today.
A raven cawed, "There he is!" And they ran away, cawing. They knew he had the core, didn't they? And they were afraid of it. Little did they know, he couldn't use it. Wait, if they didn't know he couldn't use it... Yes. A sword can be powerful without ever being drawn from its scabbard.
I don't remember it going this way.
Snack time, boys! Cawed the lead raven.
Shit. Cool. What the fuck? Oh, cool, another one. If you guys want to read that, go right fucking ahead. I don't. No. Not what I want.
That was always a rush.
I'll happily take some help. Trophy earned running out of pockets. There we go. Don't worry about it. Oh, cool. These are maxed out. Close. Ooh. Which one should I upgrade? Void? The Void Blade? Or the Winter Thorn? The Void Blade. I want to see what that looks like upgraded.
Say goodnight, Gracie, said Renato, wondering who Gracie was.
I leave. No survivors. Okay.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Whoa. I didn't know I had so little health. Oh, fuck me. Oh, okay, cool.
Wasn't making a dent in those shields.
Jesus Christ. Nope, nope, I don't want to continue just yet. Okay, cool. Well, that's the end of the stage.
It was time for a little exploration.
Elemental resistance. I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Renato barely made it to the hideout when he was shoved into a meeting room. He laid out his plan. They were shocked. Bluff the Emperor with an unusable weapon? Yeah, it's brilliant, laughed Renato. He keeps sending ravens, none of them come back. How does he know it's my sword?
I suppose there's no harm if it fails. Take the Sky Ripper into a firing position,
Croaked the speaker.
I shall attempt to hail him by far, Speaker.
It was a huge bluff. Renato had no cards to play. Just a weapon that could maybe destroy everything he hated and everything he loved. Could he be sure it wouldn't work? No, of course not. Of course the Emperor couldn't be sure it wouldn't work, and he must believe in ancient weapons if he hoped to bring back the lost gods, right?
Cool, no more decisions to make, so this is gonna be the last one of a little time left. I can get into that door.
What terms could he offer Isengrim III? Now, he would have to step down, obviously. And accept the rebellion? Was that asking too much? Maybe Renato would ask him to make Zenobia Empress. Yeah, his daughter, after all. She would never sacrifice innocent kittens and puppies to bring back the lost gods. No. Renato had to seem confident. Overconfident, even. Like he was sure he could blow up the Emperor's ship to hell. I mean, who believes a cautious bluff? Sure, I could go that way, he thought.
Ooh.
Boy, someone has spent a lot of money for a
Nice.
graduation present.
Trophy earned Bling Master. Okay. Oh.
Oh, it was strange. Fighting to place a weapon he could not use. But he could end the war tonight with just a threat. So much more humane than destroying a ship or an entire fleet. And then he would destroy the Sky Ripper in case some other adventurer was tempted. You never knew about some of these other foxes. Soon, it would all be over. He smelt burnt fur. His.
Trophy earned Boom to Your Doom. I think it's because I used it while to detonate.
There was an inscription. Praise the sun.
That was a Dark Souls reference, I believe.
What was really fun was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
End up this time.
He set up the Sky Ripper and let it warm up.
It's like a small
Zenobia
Death Star.
came out, flanked by a
Up there.
whole platoon of ravens. I know you, Reynardo. You won't actually use that, she said. I know what the scientists told you, that it would totally blow up your fleet. You're reckless, Reynardo. Bold. Dashing. Brave. Devil-may-care. Wild. Impulsive. Hasty. Rash. Sometimes even a little harebrained, a bit feckless even. You just don't think things through. Oh, get to your point, woman. But you're not crazy. How do you know I didn't go crazy? Demanded Reynardo, doing his very best to look crazy. Well, go ahead then. Press the trigger. Oh, damn her. She'd seen through him again. She never fell for his bluffs. This was the moment to do something brilliant. To come up with exactly the right thing to say, to make a heroic move. That's what heroes do. Oh, but he couldn't think of anything that wasn't obviously stupid. He was too shocked to move. Her ravens came and seized the Sky Ripper. He stared as they pushed it over the side into the abyss. Hey! Oh, I fought really hard to get that. It should never have come back. And he had to admit she was right. She had always been right. It was one of the frustrating things about her. Years later, as he rotted to his death in an Imperial prison cell, Renato was still trying to come up with something clever.
Really? Whoops.
And heroic that he could have done in that last moment. But he never could. And just like that, he was alive again. And back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning
Hero who can
Ubar.
turn a hopeless situation
The
to an
book
opportunity. Who
was
can
still
win
open
a
before
war
him.
without firing a single shot.
So, the book was a portal.
Go,
It took you
Skyrim
to the
Core is
future,
nasty.
when your destinies would branch. He had failed and died 3 times, but he'd learned another true thing. The core was powerful, but dangerous if used improperly.
Okay, I'm looking for green and what is that? Green and pink, or is that red? So that's red. Green and red is what I'm looking for.
But he was starting to feel like he was getting the hang of this. There was a way through to victory. He could feel it. He just had to keep running the path of destinies. With that, the book fluttered back to the beginning, and he fell into it. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret
skip
rebel
this?
base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis Stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Huh? Pink, yellow. This one's yellow, that one's pink though.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters. The Iblis Stone. It sounded ominous.
Oh. Whoopsie.
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis Stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals? That ought to be enough for a proper sword, he thought.
Never know which way's the right way. That's cool, I guess. Greatly increased movement. Damn, look at me go. Oh, I had gone the right way. Okay, bye. Oh, there's a chest.
Renato distrusted doors that opened automatically, especially after being buried for millennia. Was this some sort of trap? Is a very cool sword, thought Renato. And seriously, he couldn't feel his paw anymore. The ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late.
Oh, okay. Oh, sick. It's time for everyone but Renato when encountering an attack from us.
Every day he was getting better and better.
Oh, my stamina's on the bottom. Wait, I had to change. I mean, I have to stay here. I gotta change something. Oh, I just have a healing sword. That's useful to say the least.
Had that door been opened before?
That's good. Find the stone. assuming those things are.
It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
Do any of these count as hero cells? I think they do. They do.
Oh, what does the fox say? Asked one raven. Another one called back, "Oh, I'm dying!" And they both laughed hysterically.
That was a really dumb joke. I lost respect for this game.
This thing really needed a roof.
That was weird. 99% sure the game bugged out there. 99.
He was sort of yanking his own chain, wasn't he?
Oh, cool, another one. Shield breaker. What does that do? Your hits cause shield grunts to drop their shields. That is very useful. Increase your physical resistance to physical. Increase your attack speed. That's kind of what that meant. Oh, that's shield breaker.
How could a temple to Iblis still even exist? The Transcendent Emperor had destroyed all the shrines of the lost gods after exiling them. Had it been buried in that long-ago battle? Or had Iblis foreseen his fate and hidden it from his enemy?
I don't know which way's forward. So I'm just gonna go this way.
Come over here.
Oh, whatever. You can see why it is useful though. Okay, cool.
Ah, shall we dance? Called the lead raven.
Maybe some health.
The
Very much
ravens
use
at
some
least
health.
did not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders. Renato hated cannon traps. Also, who reloaded these things anyway? He never figured that part out.
That was easy.
It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up.
Forest discovered. Trophy here.
Who said that? It was the stone. Eager. Thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Skyripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the Transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "What's the core?" said the stone anxiously.
I don't want to go into this blue. Because I already know these two. But from blue, I think I'm going to be... This is the one I'm on. And I think it gives... Alright, gives me these two options. Because I'm on this one. I think if I'm here, it's going to give me these two. So I might be able to go up and... That's the only time, guys. You know, if it meant gaining power, worth a sacrifice.
Why was he listening to a talking rock? Ah, but the rock had a point. If the stone could truly turn him into a powerful warrior, he could defeat the Emperor with the very weapon the wicked old Toad had sought for himself. To be a hero, you had to sacrifice old friends sometimes. Especially when they've become enemies.
Oh fuck, I was gonna fix this screen adjustment. Shit balls. Nope.
As he placed the impossibly black crystal in his gauntlet, Renato had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black sun.
Fuck yeah,
Was it
dude.
the time of the lost gods before the Transcendent Emperor? Was it the future? Feed these souls, it whispered. Take the power. He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood, All right, I get it. This was going to be interesting.
This is gonna end well. I fucking know it. Why would it?
Those flames really bring out your eyes.
Cool. This one's kind of a waste, especially since I have dash move. It's a cool looking blade though, nonetheless.
The city was burning, and there was no one to put out the fires. If somehow Zenobia survived her father and inherited his crown, what sort of empire would she be heir to? But he couldn't think about that, could he? The ravens on Zenobia's island were no match for Reynardo. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls. And with each death, he felt stronger. Take the power, the stone told him. You couldn't go sticking jewels in your gauntlet just anywhere. What if you dropped one and broke it? Luckily, there was a bench right here. The right jewel could really give you an edge. The wrong, well, it still looked pretty, didn't it? He couldn't do worse with Zenobia than he'd done with the core, could he?
I can jump down? What's down there? There's an alternate route, right?
Ah, the road less traveled, thought Reynardo. How intriguing. Ha! Bet you never saw that coming.
I like killing everything. I want to use the workbench stuff, but it ends right here.
Zenobia was waiting for Reynardo. She was alone, confident as always. Fire danced at the tips of her claws. Are you here to surrender? She seemed as cocksure as he felt. But she didn't know he had the stone. And I've missed you too, love. He chuckled. She spotted the stone and bolted without another word.
It's gonna bring me down this. Let's go.
Not everyone knew how to use magical gems. Of course, not everyone had magical gem gauntlets like he did.
Here's Zenobia. As you read this letter, you're locked in your chambers, ready to spend your last night before. I will not apologize. I know you're proud to forgive me. I also know that the resist blah blah blah. Make flame swords. I'm so close. I'm gonna get it within the next one. Just annoying. And sure as hell this got blocked off. Every fucking time.
Finally, Renato caught up to her. He had never seen her scared before. At school, she'd been the determined, brave one. Now her eyes were wide, frightened. He didn't like seeing her this way. Kill her, whispered the stone. You cannot win your rebellion without it. Please.
I like this stuff.
No, said Zenobia.
I like how he sounds.
Not that way. Oh, they had been so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could he be the hero he wanted to be?
What colors? That one's like pink, that one's blue.
With a flick of his wrist, he slashed Zenobia's throat. Her eyes widened even more. And then the light went out of them. Renato felt amazing. Power was
Yeah,
rushing
dude,
into
shit.
him like water from a burst dam. Oh, such brilliance, exulted the Iblis stone. Tasty. He felt a bit bad about killing her. He was pretty sure she still loved him. But needs must when the devil drives. Renato returned to the Farfarer and set a course for the Nexus. The Empire had a communication outpost there. He could call the Emperor directly. It was time to seize the outpost and let the Emperor know what he had done.
This is getting fun.
The Nexus was beautiful. He never realized how beautiful. Everything glowed. The wind was
Alright, guys,
so
we're actually
sweet.
gonna
The
end this
sun
here. Thank you guys so
so
much, and I'll see you
soft.
later.
The stone